A chilly night here at the International Skating Center of Connecticut as we get set for some holiday hockey as your Simsbury Trojans host the Conard Chieftains of West Hartford. Simsbury comes in with a record of 3-1, a 2-0 record in the CCC North, good for first place. They come off a 6-4 victory over division rival Northwest Catholic last weekend, and they are riding, of course, off the great momentum there by their defense. They take on a Chieftains team that's been struggling. They're just 1-3 this season, losing to Northwest Catholic, Hull, and Trinity Catholic. And they will be starting their struggling goaltender, senior Josh Huffman, who's just 1-3 on the season with a goals against average of 4.5. For the Simsbury Trojans, though, they're one blemish on their record to rival Notre Dame West Haven, a 5-1 loss on the 23rd. They've also brought about a change in goal as Coach Tom Cross starts true freshman Mike Adorno. Simsbury will be going from left to right in their home whites and blue trim. And the puck battled for at center ice. Won over by Quinn LaCroix, the senior left wing. Behind his own net, it's Kurt Eustace, the senior defender. Among the Hartford Currents preseason Fab 15 as he loses it, been recovered by Peter Sconzo. Behind the Conard net, he waits, gets it out to Law on the right point, crosses it over to Eustace, puts up a shot on net, is wide left and chased over by freshman Riley Chapman. A strong start to this season for the freshman. 4 points on the season, a plus or minus rating of 3. Chased over the far side by Mark Ganott and sent over the far side boards where it's chased over by Declan Flaherty, the true freshman defenseman for the Chieftains. Great outlet pass, it goes towards Sconzo as he dumps it off in the Chieftains zone. Pick over at center ice, good right hit there right there by Brendan Law. Chased back down by Matt McCormick. Puts up a shot on net, is gloved by Adorno and holds for the faceoff. A minute 13 into period number 1. We are scoreless at the ISCC. Thank you for joining us on SCTV. Adam Rozwadowski bringing you the action along tonight in Simsbury as Jake Reynolds squares off against Jake Arnold. Draw won by the Trojans. The far side's Ben Levin. Covered by Sean Gaffney, the senior forward, and sent off to Zach Levin. Weaves around a defender, crosses it to McIntyre. A sophomore defenseman dumps it in the Chieftains zone. Recovered on the far side by LaCroix. Sent back over to the Simsbury zone. Actually back to the neutral zone. It's poked away. A couple of Chieftains skaters send it back off the Simsbury end. Brian Gelman, the senior defender, chases it down on the near side, crosses it towards the blue line and teammate Jake Arnold. Pushed ahead to Ben Levin, where Simsbury will go for a line change. 2 minutes into the opening period, we are scoreless at the ISCC. As this is taken over by Gelman, to cross it over to McIntyre. Weaves around the defender of Jordan Fangimi. Back to Gelman. Dumps it off to the Chieftains zone. Defensive change for the Trojans as William Rooney and Jack Reese head out. Conard trying to start an offensive play. Instead, it gets dumped off in the zone, chased over by Rooney. Sent to Gaffney. Touch pass to Swenson. Poked off back towards center ice. Simsbury puts up a shot, and that's blocked away by Huffman. Chased over by Grant Swenson, the senior forward. Taken back over by James Foster. Puts up a shot in front of Gaffney, and he sends it just a wide left of Huffman's stick. Foster, a left circle, off to Swenson. Nice pass, puts up a shot, is deflected by Huffman, and airborne to the boards, taken by Gaffney. puts up a shot, and scores! It's James Foster, the senior forward, nets his first goal of 2014 and puts Simsbury up 1-0. Gaffney gets credit for the assist on that as he recovered from the near side board. Nice touch pass to Foster, had the open net on the stick side, and nets his first goal of the season. It's 1-0 Simsbury. Chieftains win the draw. It's Conard. Dumps into the Simsbury zone. It's sent airborne and gloved and held onto by Mike Adorno for a face-off. 11:46 remaining in the first period. Simsbury already up 1-0. Oh, it's by mistake. They credit Sean Gaffney with the goal and Foster on the assist. Either way, that's the first points for both skaters this season. It's Foster's first assist and Gaffney's first tally. And we have a whistle here as the teams will meet at center ice for a face-off. Chapman and LaCroix. Draws, chased over, touched away by Sconzo, and sent back off of the far side boards. Chased over by Eustace. And into the Chieftain zone. That's Ebbett Couchman. Dumps it off towards the Conard skater. Puts up a shot in front of Adorno. He makes the save and holds for a face-off. Conard just trying to do anything they can to put the puck on net as they've already fallen to an early 1-0 deficit. They've been outscored on the season by a score of 18-10. And not the start they were looking for tonight. Face-off won by Brendan Law, the junior defenseman. Chased over by Kurt Eustace, the senior, on the near side. Sends it back towards Levin's direction. And it takes a vicious hit there from Jake Reynolds. The junior defenseman just laid out Arnold as he's sent back to the Simsbury bench. That's Ben Levin. The other side gets poked away by Palermo. And a head gets fallen. We got a whistle, stop and play as Grant Swenson lost his helmet on that play. And with 10:49 the first period, we'll have a draw. Simsbury already going up 1-0 on senior Sean Gaffney's first goal of the season on a tip-in off of James Foster's feed. So a defensive zone face-off for the Trojans as Hunter Chapman and John Palermo draw one by the Chieftains from the right point. Here's a shot, is kicked away by Adorno. And it's going to be a penalty on Grant Swenson on that play. So Simsbury already a man down. Simsbury trying to put some puck pressure on here to kill off the penalty as Riley Chapman's been right in the middle of it. 90 seconds left in the Swenson penalty. Sent back off the neutral zone. That's McIntyre that dumps it into the Chieftain zone. 10 remaining in the first period. 1:20 to go in the Swenson penalty. Dumped to the Simsbury zone where Gelman chases it, but it will be an icing with 10:05 to go. Trojans, as I mentioned earlier, coming off a 6-4 victory over Northwest Catholic. A big bounce-back victory off their 5-1 defeat to Notre Dame West Haven. Chapman loses the puck there, but gets it off towards Levin. Tries to poke it away from Matt McCormick behind the Conard net. It's Levin, puts up a shot and scores! Zach Levin weaves around the Conard defense for a shorthanded goal. His second goal of the season, and it puts the Trojans up 2-0. That was all Zach Levin on that play, weaving through the Conard defense. The sophomore nets his second goal of the season. Simsbury with a shorthanded goal. It's 2-0. 5:10 in the opening period. McIntyre dumps it off into the Conard zone. It's chased over by P.J. Milley. Ben Levin, his brother, gets the assist on the play. That's his 3rd assist of the season and his 6th point. And that leads the Trojans in scoring. And an offsides will be called here against the Chieftains with 38 seconds remaining on the Swenson penalty. 9:27 to go in period number 1. Your coach Tom Cross, this is the perfect start you'd want from your team. Having some very, very close games. A hard-fought loss to Notre Dame West Haven, coming off with a fast 2-0 start in period number 1. Capped off here by a shorthanded goal by Zach Levin. Loose puck on the near side. Conard sends it over towards the offensive zone. Conard gets it poked away there by Brendan Law. Chased over by Jake Reynolds. To the left point it goes. It's Flaherty. That gets it knocked away by Eustace. And Gaffney tries to send off the neutral zone to flex off a Conard skater, but they recover. Into their own zone. It's LaCroix. It's puck behind the Simsbury zone, taken away by Law to Gaffney. Cross ice, a little wide for Sconzo as he recovers. Goes from left to right, wards off a hit and sends some punishment right back toward the direction of John Palermo. 8:25 remaining in period number 1, but we are at full strength. Outlet pass to Anat. Puts up a shot. Blocked by Rudy. Another shot goes wide left and taken over by Quinn LaCroix. Behind the Simsbury net. Chased over by Sterling Brandt. Recovered by Rooney as he sends it, crossing it to Jack Reese. Sends it to Riccio. Back to the Conard zone. Trojans go for a line change. They send off Gelman, McIntyre, and Hunter Chapman. Sent airborne just wide left the direction of Mike Adorno, the true freshman goaltender. There's a shot. Crossing pass is just a bit wide. Conard, a big scoring chance there denied as John Palermo, the senior, had a chance to cut the deficit in half. Instead, we have a whistle. Looks like it might be a penalty against the Trojans. Nope. It's a penalty against Conard. John Palermo, the aforementioned senior, will sit in the sin bin for 2. Simsbury already has a shorthanded goal. Now they get a chance to increase their deficit to 3 on the man advantage. It's Chapman, wins the draw, gets it off to McIntyre from the left point. Cross ice it goes to Levin. That's wide left, so interference is the call on John Palermo. It's Conard's first penalty of the season. Levin from the slot sends it out towards Chapman. Left circle to McIntyre. Off to Levin from the high slot. To Chapman, puts up a shot, is kicked away by Huffman. Rebound opportunity, it's Chapman to McIntyre to Levin. Kicked away by Chapman to McIntyre. To Chapman. Puts up a shot, is wide right. And taken away. It's now Levin. It's it off there, but it's just out of the reach of Zach Levin, his younger brother. And Trojan skater falls. It was Hunter Chapman. It looked like an offensive opportunity. Instead, it's cleared off to the Simsbury zone. 53 seconds remaining in the Palermo penalty. 6:25 to go in period number 2. Outlet pass just a bit wide of Sconzo. To Gelman. To Arnold. Puts up a shot. Is deflected high by P.J. Melly. Now from the right point, it's Law. To Gelman. Puts up a shot and scores! Brian Gelman, the senior blue liner, nets his first goal of the season. An absolute snipe shot from the left point and a power play goal for the Trojans. They lead it 3-0. Gelman, one of the true veterans on this Simsbury squad, just ripped a slap shot from the left point and puts the Trojans up 3-0. Draw one by the Trojans, taken by Law. Behind his own net. Sent over towards Gaffney's direction, but taken away by Kurt Eustace. Law and Riccio get the assists. Law, it's his third. Riccio gets his first point of the season. Conard, from left to right, it's LaCroix, loses the puck, chases it back down, voids Sean Gaffney's hit. It's chased over by Foster. Swenson tries to poke it away from Melly. Taken over by center ice is Eustace. It's the feed off from LaCroix. Loose puck handled by Gaffney. Crossing it to Swenson. Up ahead, pass poked away by Melly. Sent over to Gaffney. That's Reese. And it's Swenson from left to right. Puts up a shot, is deflected airborne by Declan Flaherty. Under 5 minutes to go in the first period. It's 3-0 Simsbury as Conard gets all called for icing. Just amazing start for the Trojans. As Gaffney got the first goal for the Trojans there, but on a shorthand, actually it was on a tip-in goal, and then a shorthanded goal earlier, and then the power play goal by Gelman. It's 4:30 remaining in the first period. It is 3-0 Simsbury. Puck taken over and stolen away by Sconzo. Puts up a shot, is just wide. Covered by the Chieftains. Sent off back to the neutral zone. It's McIntyre. Retreats, crosses it to Reese. Poke, pinballs off the board. Sent ball over by Sconzo to center ice, where it's poked away by Matt McCormick. 4 minutes remaining in period number one. It's 3-0 Trojans as McIntyre sends it into the Conard zone. Chased over by Palermo. Gelman tries to create a turnover there, but denied as the Chieftains recover and dump it to the Simsbury zone. No icing as McIntyre recovers by his own net. Sends it off to Ben Levin. He turns it over into his own zone momentarily, but taken right back by Levin. Chased over as he loses his footing. Luke Haggerty knocked him into the boards there. A little extracurriculars there. And on the near side, that is Zach Levin who loses his footing. In the neutral zone, has dropped over back towards the Simsbury zone. No icing as McIntyre chases. Chieftains will go for a line change. 3 minutes remaining in period number one. That's Levin. Dumps it in the Trojans, excuse me, the Conard zone. Trojans go for a line change. They send out Eustace and Law. Grayson LaCroix trying to weave for the Simsbury defense, but all for naught as he takes a vicious hit as Adorno sends the puck wide and back into the Conard zone. Grayson LaCroix trying to go by himself there. And also Mark Anat skating towards his bench gingerly as he took a big hit from the Simsbury defense. Trojans lead this one 3-0. 2:32 remaining in period number one. It's Swenson will draw for the Trojans as they win the draw. It's Riccio. Cross ice to Brandt. Weaves to the Conard defense. It's poked away. It's Law with a chance. Puts up a shot. It's just wide and taken by Brandt. Crossing pass to Law from the high slot. Puts up a shot. Is deflected left and taken by Brandt behind his own net. Eustace keeps it alive for the Trojans, but Conard trying to clear it. And we have a whistle. Looks like Eustace will be called here for the hand pass. 1:59 remaining in period number 1. It's 3-0 Trojans. Goals by Levin, Gelman, and Gaffney for the Trojans. Gaffney had the first goal. Levin had the shorthanded goal. The power play goal for Gelman. Minute 39 to go in period number 1. Law retreats into his own zone as he crosses it to Eustace. It's Hunter Chapman. Poke check away, puts up a shot, is deflected by Huffman. From the left point, it's McIntyre, keeps it alive, sends it off towards Chapman. Behind the net. Chased by Sconzo, off to Chapman, to McIntyre. Puts up a shot, save made, rebound, scores! That's Hunter Chapman gets it on the action. His team leading 4th goal of the season, and the Trojans lead this one 4-0. Simsbury just overwhelming Conard in this half. They've put up 4 goals. That gives them 10 goals in their last 2 games. Draw one with the Trojans, a minute remaining in the first period. Simsbury opening up an explosive 4-0 lead. So I bet you the public address announcement, it's Chapman getting the goal. Assisted by Sconzo. .45 seconds remain. McIntyre also picks up the assist, his 2nd of the season. 30 seconds remain. Trojans trying to just keep this lead as at 4 as it is right now. Dumped off to the Conard zone. It's LaCroix. Sent back off to Enot. It's back on the ice, puts up a shot as Adorno will cover it in glove with 16.8 to go in period number 1. What an effort here by Simsbury. 4 goals ties them for the 2nd most netted in a game this season, tying them with their 4-3 victory over North Haven in the 2nd game of the season. That Conard shot is just a bit wide and chased over by Gaffney. So poke away for some Conard skaters. 6 seconds remain, 5 seconds. Conard just trying to save face, puts it on Adorno, but his stick, he'll knock it away. And Simsbury opens up with an explosive 4-0 lead. Goals by Gaffney, Levin, Gelman, and Hunter Chapman as they open up a 4-0 lead against Conard. We'll be back with the 2nd period action right after this. And welcome back to the ISCCs. We get ready to start period number 2. Simsbury jumped off to an explosive 4-0 start, thanks to a tip-in goal by senior Sean Gaffney, a short-handed goal by sophomore Zach Levin, a power play snipe from senior Brian Gelman, and the 4th goal by Hunter Chapman. That gives Simsbury a 4-0 lead over the Conard Chieftains. This is Hunter Chapman, gets tripped over the blue line. We got a whistle here. Looks like a penalty for tripping will be called against the Chieftains. Trying to get a better look here. It looks like it's Quinn LaCroix, the senior forward. And it is, he'll sit in the sin bin for 2. Remember, this Conard's first penalty ended up being a power play goal by Brian Gelman from the left point. And that's Riccio, puts up a shot and scores! Immediately off the face-off, senior Aaron Riccio nets his first goal this season. And the Trojans have struck again. They lead this 5-0. That is the second most goals they've scored in a single game this season. The most, 6 in a 6-4 victory in their last game against Northwest Catholic. So they are 2 for 2 on the power play. Trojans win this draw. It's Rooney. Off to McIntyre, behind his own net. Sconzo and Arnold get credit for the assist. That's Sconzo's second assist of the game, Arnold's first. Both have 3 on the season. So Conard just trying to save face here as they're trailing by 5 goals, and that is the 4th time at 5 games this season in which they've allowed 5 goals. On the near side, that's Levin. Sends it towards brother Zach. Crosses just a bit wide for Jake Arnold. Behind the boards, it's sophomore Ben Levin. Has an assist today, 6 points in the season to lead the Trojans. That's Foster, puts up a shot, glove, loose puck is kicked away by Huffman. And that's sent back off towards the Simsbury zone, and we'll have an icing with 13:23 to go in the second period. So Simsbury wasting no time carrying their momentum as Aaron Riccio, the senior and returning goal leader for the Trojans. And that's his first goal of the season. Also got his first assist tonight. So came in with a scoreless season, but no more. Simsbury tries to get back on sides. It's Reese. It's off to Swenson, dumps it off into the Conard zone. Chased by Reese. Foster loses the puck to Werner. It's Swenson from the far side. Sees a couple Conard skaters falling asleep. Weaves to the zone, but gets poked away. Gaffney puts up a shot. It's deflected high, up airborne by Huffman. Another shot. Glove save made. Kicked away, loose puck. Conard clears it off into the Simsbury zone. And then another icing on the Chieftains with 12:39 to go in period number 2 in an offensive zone face-off for Simsbury. Trojans wasting no time, really putting the pressure on this Conard defense, which really has had holes all over the place tonight. Long outlet pass there, one-on-one. Eustace pokes the puck away and throws the skater down. A little extra push there. No whistle on that play. Looked like Eustace hits the rough goal. There's a shot, another goal. It's Hunter Chapman. Looked like he just kicked the puck in the goal for his second goal tonight. And it is 6-0 Simsbury, tying them for the most goals scored in a single game this season. They came into this game outscoring their opponents just 14-13 in 4 games. They've got 6 goals in less than a period and a half tonight. Hunter Chapman, a power play goal. Excuse me, no, just a full-strength goal for Chapman, but his second goal tonight, his 5th goal in the season. Riccio gets credited for his second assist tonight, and we have a timeout by the Chieftains. As head coach Greg Raymer just trying to save face with his young squad. Conard's lone victory came at the hands of Farmington by a score of 5-3 on New Year's Eve. That snapped a 3-game losing streak. Simsbury, on the other hand, not missing a beat to start the new year. They are 12:20 away from closing out this second period with a huge advantage. So they've already scored 2 goals at just 2:40 after scoring 4 goals in the first 15. Chapman gets his second goal of the day. Riccio gets his first in the second period. Reynolds and Swenson face off, won by the Trojans. It's Foster, gets it poked away, recovers. He's got Swenson left. Foster sends one high of the net, chased over by Gaffney. Left point, it's Swenson, poked away. Scrum on the near side. Chieftains send it off into the neutral zone. Chased over by Palermo, and Eustace recovers in the near corner and takes a big hit from Palermo. Foster recovers the far side. My Law crosses to Gaffney. Tries to put up a hit, avoided there from McCormick, but Swenson's there to send it right back at him. Eustace tries to poke it away there from Haggerty. But Law meets him there to poke the puck away, and taken by Grant Swenson, the senior forward. A loose stick at Swenson's. That pass cross ice is wide, but Gaffney recovers it, puts up a shot, is sticked away by Huffman. Sent over the neutral zone, intercepted by Brandt. Senior flips it off to the far side corner. And Simsbury putting some more puck pressure on. It's Brandt from behind the Conard net. And we have a whistle here. And it'll be a cross-check call, look like against Riccio. And Conard will go on the power play. The second penalty drawn by the Chieftains. Riccio sits for two for a cross check. 11:03 to go in the second period. One over face-off, won by the Chieftains. It's Kruger to the near side. It's Anat. Puts up a shot, is kicked away by Adorno. Up to the challenge on that shot. McIntyre, LaCroix. Taken over by Rooney as he clears it towards the neutral zone. 1:33 to go in the Riccio penalty. 10:30 to go in period number 2. That's dumped off. Rooney pokes the loose puck away. It's Sconzo who loses it. Goes to the near side, chased over by Nate McIntyre, the sophomore blue liner. Still over to the near side, it's Sconzo. So poke the puck away, loses it, taken over by Couchman. It's a knot. Gets tied up with Brandt. Rooney pokes the puck away towards McIntyre's direction, but recovered by a knot. Sent back to the left point, kicked away by a Conard skater. Stover, and great play there by McIntyre, trying to lead the break there. That is poked away by Eric Kruger, the junior blue liner. Great outlet pass by LaCroix. Puts up a shot, is kicked away by Adorno. Not had a good opportunity there. That's the second big scoring chance for Conard this afternoon, but Adorno's been up to the task all night. And that puck deflected by Sterling Brandt into the Conard bench for a face-off. 22 seconds remaining in the Riccio penalty. 9:24 in period number 2. 6-0 Simsbury. Swenson and Reynolds draw at center ice, won by the Chieftains. Dumped off the Simsbury zone. Gelman has a power play goal tonight. Clears it to the Conard zone. 10 seconds to go in the penalty. And that puck turned over in their own zone as Gaffney intercepts it. Holds in the near scrum. Holds it off as the Riccio penalty expires. Under 11 to go in period number 2. Puck trickles out towards Kruger, but then taken away by Jack Reese. Cross ice to Riccio. Pass that's intercepted by John Palermo. Swenson, the far side corner. A scrum there with 3 Conard skaters and a whistle there as Sean Gaffney gonna get whistled here for the high stick. 10:33 to go in period number 2 as Gaffney goes to the sin bin. Senior opened up the scoring tonight with a tip-in goal off a beautiful James Foster pass. Simsbury has scored 5 additional unanswered goals in this ball game. We have the draw going on in the, actually it's going to be dual penalties here. So full strength for both sides. I'd originally thought it was Gaffney for the high stick, but they sent a Conard skater into the sin bin as well. So no power play. It's Eustace puts up a shot, is gloved away by Huffman. That shot wide from the point for Foster. Under 10 to go in the second period. It's 6-0 Trojans. Law gets the puck tangled up with a couple Conard skaters to the right point. Touch pass to Eustace. Left circle, puts up a shot. Deflected, loose puck. And it's save made. And some extracurriculars here, as Jack Alisi got tangled up with a Simsbury skater. It's Riccio who's just coming off the ice. Jack Alisi, the sophomore, is sent to the penalty box, as is Jake Arnold. Some extracurriculars going on in the second period. Maybe some frustration shown from Conard. Perhaps their first signs of life they showed tonight, as they trail 6-0. So Riccio and Alisi sent to the penalty box. 7:30 to go. It's Foster to McIntyre. So Bryant's direction. And back to the far side. It's poked away, sent off the neutral zone. It's Foster. It's poked away, and we have a whistle there. Offsides against the Chieftains. 7:15 remaining in the second period. It's 6-0 Simsbury. Goals by Gaffney, Zach Levin, Gelman, Hunter Chapman, Riccio, and Chapman again account for the Simsbury scoring tonight. Brandt and McCormick draw. The far hash, won by the Chieftains, sent off the Simsbury zone. It's Rooney crossing it to McIntyre. Pinballs it off the boards to Riccio. Leads it to Brandt. From right to left. Puck poked away by Corcoran. Off to McIntyre at center ice. Dumps into the Conard zone. No icing. Recovered by the Chieftains. Nice hit there by Foster, but sent off to the direction of Reynolds, but loses it quickly to McIntyre. Tries to outlet to Foster, but out of his reach, and it'll be an icing for the Trojans at a defensive zone face-off. Simsbury just really coming out firing all cylinders tonight. Of course, the 6 goals. Mike Adorno really holding up to every challenge shot so far tonight for the freshman goaltender. Simsbury has not shut out an opponent this season. We've got a period and a half remaining. So this is chased over by Reese. Start a play as he crosses it to Gaffney. Flipped out to Chapman. Both Chapman skating there from left to right. From the right point, it's Gelman puts up a shot, deflected, airborne by Carney. It's Riley Chapman to Hunter Chapman. And Reese's shot is poked away by Reynolds. The right point, it's Hunter Chapman. Avoids the hit but loses the puck. It's LaCroix knocks it away. Chapman and Flaherty tangled up there on the top of your screen. This is sent over to the Simsbury zone, and this will be an icing against Conard. 5:29 to go in the second period. It's 6-0 Simsbury. I had mentioned earlier, Conard switching out goaltenders. It looks like freshman Xander Kahn enters in the game for Conard. So draw one over by Simsbury. As Foster sends it out of the Conard zone. Chased over by Melly. Shot for Foster is kicked away by Kahn. And that is sent pinballed off the boards by Melly. LaCroix to Melly. Taken by Kurt Eustace as he crosses it to Law. Back to Eustace. Off towards center ice. It's Melly. To Fajimi, but poked away by Eustace. Law volleys it back towards the near side. Foster loses it though. Conard got to get on sides. It's a knot. It's from the near side, taken away by the Trojans. Sent off the boards, turned over. Loose puck in front of the net is poked away, and we'll have a delayed penalty call. That shot is poked away by Adorno. It's a delayed penalty call against Simsbury, and that's interference against the Trojans. 4:10 to go in the second period. That is the third power play opportunity for Conard. Oh, for their first two. Here's that looks like Foster from the far side. That is Brendan Law, the junior defenseman, in the sin bin for interference. Simsbury has killed off the first two penalties today. So they are 2 for 2 on the power play, and they also have a short-handed goal tonight. They've been scoring from every which way possible. Under 4 to go. That trickles wide of the net, chased over by McIntyre and Palermo. Taken by Rooney. The freshman gets it off towards Brant. Loses it. Back to the neutral zone, and Matt McCormick. Sophomore touch pass to Reynolds. The junior tries to set one to Palermo's direction, bit wide right. To the near side by McIntyre as he sends it and clears it off towards the Conard zone with 1:10 remaining in the Law penalty. Outlet pass a bit wide to Palermo. No icing as McIntyre chases it down. Sends it off to Gilman. And he clears it off into the Conard zone. 50 seconds to go in the Law penalty. 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Simsbury leading this one 6-0. It's Kruger. Loses it. And Gaffney pinballs it off the boards and clears it to the Conard zone. 35 seconds remain in the Law penalty. It's Swenson. Trying to weave through two Conard defenders. Puck trickles off in towards Mark Anott's direction as he tries to lead the break there from left to right. Gaffney tries to redirect him. That shot is wide right. Rebound opportunity is poked away and chased over by Quinn LaCroix. That centering pass is poked away by Swenson. Off to the near side as the Law penalty has expired with 2:10 remaining in the second period. That centering pass is just a bit wide for Palermo. And a breakaway opportunity for the Trojans. They have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. It's Gaffney. Sends off to Swenson. Riccio puts up a shot. It's knocked away by Xander Kahn. A freshman showing some fight there. as Simsbury had a 3-on-2 advantage. But that scoring opportunity denied by the freshman netminder. 1:57 to go in the second period. Jake Arnold will draw for the Trojans. Against Quinn LaCroix. Draw won by the Chieftains, but poked away by Arnold. Behind the net, taken away by Conard. That's LaCroix, sends it off to center ice. To Fonjimi, trying to wear off Ben Levine, but Levine pokes it away, sent off behind the net. Eustace chases it. Back to Levin. To Eustace. 90 seconds to go in the second period. That is poked away by Law. On the net. That centering pass is poked away and taken by Eustace. Sends it back off the neutral zone. Chased over by Ben Levin. Sent back to center ice by Arnold. Outlet pass off to Ben Levin from the left point. Back to Zach Levin. That is poked away and trickles in front of the net. Little poke, a loose puck, and a whistle there. Some extracurriculars between Zach Levin and the Conard skater. As a sophomore falls, a whistle with 59.9 remaining in the second period. And they are sending freshman Declan Flaherty to the penalty box. For that hit there on Levine. It's the third power play for the Trojans tonight. They've capitalized on their first two opportunities. Gelman and Chapman are the recipients of those power play goals. This penalty will carry over to the third period. That's McIntyre, puts up a shot, is poked away by Kahn. Behind the back to Levin. Sent off, centering pass to McIntyre from the high slot to the right point, and Levin puts up a pass towards Hunter Chapman. But he recovers after initially losing it. For the right point to Levin. To Chapman. Back to Hunter Chapman, and he pokes it away as he tried to head an open net momentarily. And it's cleared towards the Simsbury zone. Chased over by sophomore Ben Levin. 12 seconds remaining in period number 2. It's Riley Chapman to the offensive zone. Chased over by Levin. To the right point, Ben Levin puts up a shot. He's kicked away, but the horn has sounded. No goal there as Chapman tried to beat the buzzer. But Simsbury comes out with 2 goals in this second period, thanks to senior Aaron Riccio and junior Hunter Chapman, who scored his second goal of the evening. And after 2 periods of play, it is Simsbury 6 and Conard 0. We'll take a break and be right back with the final period from the ISCC right after this. And welcome back to the International Skating Center of Connecticut as we're about just ready to start the third period between the Simsbury Trojans and the Conard Chieftains. It has really been a one-sided affair at the ISCC as Simsbury has jumped off to a 6-0 lead thanks to goals from Sean Gaffney, Zach Levin, Brian Gelman, Hunter Chapman twice, and senior Aaron Riccio. Conard really has shown few signs of life, even just a very few scoring chances. Already making a change in net as freshman Xander Kahn replaces senior Josh Huffman. And on the other side, Simsbury's freshman goaltender Mike Adorno has been really up to the challenge here, shutting out the Chieftains for 2 periods. As he heads back out to his net, we have a whistle here. And of course, from carrying over from last period's penalty, it's freshman defender Declan Flaherty. 55 seconds remain on that power play. From the Simsbury zone, it's McIntyre. A sophomore blue liner crosses it out towards Ben Levin to Zach Levin. And Ben Levin loses the puck as it's poked away towards the Simsbury zone. Chased over by McIntyre behind his own net. Retreats, chased over by Mark Conard. Crosses it to Ben Levin. To Zach Levin. To the right point of the near side. It's poked away and taken by the Chieftains from right to left. It's a knot. Tries to find LaCroix, but it's poked away by the Simsbury defense and sent back off to the neutral zone. The Flaherty penalty is about to expire. 62 seconds into the third period. Hunter Chapman, who's got 2 goals tonight, 5 on the season to lead the Trojans, crossing it over towards Levin. To McIntyre. So he weaves around a defender. Off to Levin. And he gets thrown down there by Eric Kruger. And heads back to the bench. Simsbury will go with the line change of Law, Eustace, and Foster. On the near side, poked away, taken by Palermo. He stops, puts up a shot, is stuck away by Adorno and a whistle. And that is a trip that's going to be called here against the Trojans. That's freshman Riley Chapman who gets called for the trip. That's Simsbury's 4th penalty of the night. They've killed off their first 3 successfully. Conard just trying to get on the board here in the third period with their 4th power play opportunity. That's Law, loses the puck to the near side point. Nice hit there from Grant Swenson as he lays out P.J. Melly and sent back off to the Conard zone. 1:25 remaining in the penalty from Riley Chapman. Conard will start a play here from behind their own net. It's Kruger. Off the Simsbury zone, we have a whistle here, as that is an icing against the Chieftains with 12:26 to go in the third period. Simsbury well on their way to earning their 4th victory of the season, their 3rd in conference, whereas it will be Conard's 4th loss in 5 games this season, dropping them towards the cellar of the CCC North. Draw won by Couchman. Take it over from LaCroix. Crossing over, weaving through the Simsbury defense, puts up a shot, poked away by Gaffney and Gelman. Sent back off into the neutral zone, taken by Gaffney, off to Brandt. Gets the puck poked away there from Melly. Behind the net, chased over by Deskeller. Sent off towards center ice, out of the reach of Jack Reese from behind his own net. 30 seconds remain in the Chapman penalty, as that's set high off the boards and in a Conard's direction there as Brian Gelman sent that puck airborne and right close to us. It's McIntyre from the near side. Retreats with 15 seconds to go in the Chapman penalty. Sends a deflected puck towards Foster as he sends it airborne into the Conard zone. 5 seconds to go in the penalty. As far side scrum as Riccio gets boarded there by Grayson LaCroix. As the Chapman penalty expires, and Simsbury immediately go right on the power play. That's Cole Stabnick, the senior, getting called for the boarding. Perhaps a frustration penalty for the Chieftains. Down 6-0. Riccio pokes the puck away the near side. Chased over by Sconzo. It's to the Law on the right point. Back to Sconzo. Puts up a shot. Wright's off the right side of the net. He recovers. Sends it off to Arnold. To the far side. Left point to Gelman. Had a goal there earlier. Put up a shot that is kicked away by Xander Kahn. Another shot from Brendan Law is blocked. Taken over from behind the net by Riccio. Off to Sconzo. His shot is high and wide right with 1:15 to go in the penalty. Riccio again. Sends it to the high slot in Gelman. Puts up a shot. A pad save made by the freshman Kahn. Behind the Conard net, it's Riccio again. Puts up a centering pass. It's Sconzo's shot is blocked. Loose puck taken by Law. Behind the net he goes. Sends off to Riccio. Behind the back to Law. And that pass is wide and recovered by Gelman. Scored his first goal tonight. 37 seconds remaining in the power play. Trojans try to go for a line change, so Gelman just holds and weaves through the defense. The left point, it's Chapman. That gets deflected. Off the direction, off the post is Riley Chapman. Tried to send one on net there. That goes off the post. That's Levin. To Chapman, to Levin, to McIntyre. Puts up a shot that's blocked and sent back off to the neutral zone. Simsbury will have to get back on sides as the Stabnik penalty has expired. Simsbury 2 for 4 on the power play tonight as Levin weaves through the Conard defense there. Gets knocked down by John Palermo. No call there. And we have a whistle and an icing against the Chieftains. 8:59 remaining in the third period. Simsbury well out in front, 6-0. It's Brandt and LaCroix with a draw. Rooney takes it for the Trojans. Off to McIntyre. The freshman Rooney off to Brandt. Poked away by a knot, taken back by Simsbury. Knott pokes it back to senior Quinn LaCroix, but poked back from McIntyre. It's Foster. Voids a hit there from Couchman. McIntyre recovers. Sent back out. And a whistle. 8:28 remaining. We'll have a defensive zone draw for the Trojans. Simsbury has scored 6 goals tonight thanks to Gaffney, Zach Levin, Brian Gelman, Hunter Chapman twice, and senior Aaron Riccio account for the 6 goals tonight, tying them for their season high, which they had in their last game against Northwest Catholic. That's a shot in front of the net, poked away by the Simsbury defense. Simsbury has numbers if they hurry. It's Swenson, off to Sconzo. That centering pass is wide of Swenson, recovered by Gaffney. Pokes it to Eustace, and a whistle delayed penalty call there will go against the Chieftains. Appears to be a knot they were whistling for. Beg your pardon, it's senior John Palermo. Gets whistled. And that is the 5th power play opportunity for the Trojans. Levin loses a puck, and Simsbury will have to get back on sides. Zach Levin to brother Ben. McIntyre loses control there. It's taken by Declan Flaherty. Back and back by Levin. Puts up a shot! Scores! Riley Chapman cleans up the rebound and nets a power play goal. And Simsbury leads it 7-0, their season high. Simsbury 3 for 5 on the power play tonight. Ben Levin nets his 4th goal of the season. It's his 2nd point tonight. 7-0 Trojans. Man, has their offense come out in explosive fashion their last 2 games. And a turnover there at the neutral zone. Taken by Conard. Puts up a shot. Save made by Adorno. Back towards the neutral zone. And a whistle, offside warning. Zach Levin gets the assist on the Ben Levin goal. .650 to go in the 3rd period. Simsbury up 7-0. There's a shot poked away. Riccio tried to net his 2nd goal of the night. And not vicious there on the far side as Riccio sent a Conard skater airborne. And we have a whistle here. Not sure if this might be too many men against the Trojans. Well, it'll be a defensive zone face-off for Simsbury with 6:30 remaining in the 3rd period. It's Sconzo. And that puck is deflected off a Simsbury skater, taken by McIntyre. Sent into the Conard zone, chased over by Kruger. On the far side, that's Gaffney taking the hit there. Now a big scrum here and a penalty. Another against the Chieftains. Looks like a misconduct might get called here. A scrum right here. So we try to get an ID. Yes, he has been ejected. Couldn't get an ID on the skater. That's Ted Carney, the junior defenseman, who gets sent home early. Simsbury already 3 for 5 on the power play tonight, gets their 6th opportunity. A lot of frustration being shown from Conard. That's going to be a 5-minute major. So Simsbury can score as many times as they want, and they do right here as Gelman, from the 2nd time tonight from that spot, scores a power play goal. Gelman showing off his sniping ability just 6 seconds into the power play. He nets his 2nd goal tonight. Both have been on the power play. Gelman came to the night with just 1 assist, but has scored twice tonight from that same spot at the left point. Simsbury leads this one 8-0. As they've scored now 2 goals in this 3rd period. We have a whistle and an icing. I think you got to be careful here at this stage of the game is possibly any more retaliation from Conard. You already had Ted Carney getting ejected for the extracurriculars going on earlier this period. Now if you're Simsbury, just got to keep your composure, as this game looks to be well in hand. Now this is Jake Arnold. A weave through the defense. Gets the puck poked away. Riccio gets his 3rd assist of the night on the Gelman goal. And we got a whistle right here. And a hooking penalty will be called. Possibly on Peter Sconzo. And it is a hook on the senior forward. They have successfully killed off their first 4 power plays, but here it'll be 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. And then Simsbury will be back on the power play for an additional 2:20 from the 5-minute major from Ted Carney. Draw one by the Trojans. Near side. It's Chapman. And that shot is wide as brother Riley tried to send one in for his first goal of the game. By his own net. Conard pokes it away. Taken by LaCroix. But Hunter Chapman pokes it away. The near side, sent off towards center ice. Taken by Law. Crossed it to Eustace. To Chapman. Back to Hunter Chapman. It's poked away to the neutral zone. 1:10 remaining in the Sconzo penalty. 4:30 to go in the third period. And that's a whistle and an icing against the Trojans. So 1:04 remaining of 4-on-4 hockey. And then Simsbury will get 2:19 for an additional power play to close out the 5-minute major. So Lisi loses the draw to Brandt. That's Rooney, gets it to McIntyre. From left to right, off to Foster. Tries to put up a shot, that's wide left and chased over by McIntyre. Recovered by the Chieftains. From right to left, McIntyre pokes it away, off to Brandt. Cross ice to Foster. As he tries to lead a break, dinks it, puts up a shot, and that's wide right and chased over by the senior Brandt. Weaves through the zone. That puck trickles wide of Will Rooney and sent off to McIntyre. 20 seconds remaining, the Sconzo penalty. 3:35 in the game. That's Brandt. Gets tangled up with a couple Conard skaters. Puck trickles to the far side. Then off to the neutral zone. McIntyre crosses to Rooney. Sent to the Conard zone. The Sconzo penalty has expired. Conard 0 for 5 tonight on the power play. Simsbury will have 2:10 remaining on the major from Ted Carney. Behind their own net, it's Law trying to start a play. Gets it to Gelman. He stops. Pinballs it off the backboards. Chased over by Rooney. Loose puck and a goal! No goal. That looked like it went to the back of the net as Riccio had a very good scoring chance, but I guess they're ruling it off the crossbar. That looked like it went in. And then if so, that would have been Riccio's second goal. Now he tries again from the near side. Crossing pass. It's Chapman. That shot's off the post. Loose puck is poked away. Oh, that looked like that should have been Riccio's second goal. Nonetheless, Simsbury still leads it 8-0. As Gelman asked to leave for the bench as McIntyre comes on to replace him. That's Levin. Near side. Sent off the Simsbury zone. 60 seconds remain in the Ted Carney 5-minute major. That's Hunter Chapman to the offensive zone. Wheels around. Gets it off to Levin. To McIntyre. Puts up a shot and a save made by Con. He recovers. Sends it to Chapman. That's Riley Chapman to Levin. Cross and back towards center ice. And Simsbury will have to get back on sides. 23 seconds remaining in the penalty, 1:25 in regulation. Levin gets tangled up with Ryan Glover. Simsbury pokes the puck away, sends it off to the right point. It's Levin. Tries to pass it away. That gets knocked to the left point in McIntyre. Poke check, and the 5-minute penalty has expired. We're at full strength with 60 seconds to go. Adorno sends it to Ben Levin. And McIntyre tries to outlet to Chapman, just a bit wide. Poked away by Reynolds. Puts up a shot. Picked out of the air. Glove save made by Adorno. 45 seconds to go in regulation. Simsbury on their way to notching their 4th victory of the 2013-2014 season. It's LaCroix and Swenson squaring off, won by the Trojans. Gaffney sends it high off the boards into the Conard zone. And it'll be an icing with 35.1 to go. Simsbury scoring lit off the first period by senior Shaw Gaffney's tip-in goal from James Foster's great pass. Zach Levin got a shorthanded goal. A power play goal from Brian Gelman and Hunter Chapman. Close out the first period scoring. In the second period, Aaron Riccio and Hunter Chapman scored for his 2nd goal. The third period, Ben Levin and Brian Gelman, the power play goal, account for all 8 Simsbury goals. 10 seconds remain. It's Reese. Weaves around. 5 seconds left. And that's stick is sent flying. And the buzzer has sounded as Simsbury puts an exclamation point against division rival Conard, putting 8 goals tonight. The most they have in a single game this season. And they notch their 4th victory of the season as they raise their record to 4-1, 3-0 in the CCC North. Whereas Conard drops their record to 1-4. Simsbury's next game will be Wednesday at West Haven. Their next home game will be January 25th here against South Windsor. We'll have it here on SCTV. For everybody at Simsbury Community Television, this is Adam Rouswodowski signing off from the International Skating Center of Connecticut. Good night, everybody.